Everyone, hello, how are you doing? I hope everyone is doing good. So, welcome to another video of respiration and circulation. We were talking about exchange of gases up till now. In this video, we will be completing the topic of carbon dioxide and oxygen levels in the body, their exchange. Here, we will be discussing with respect to the signals involved in it, the regulation, that is the brain, which monitors, which controls the breathing process in individuals. Okay, so let's begin. As we know that normal breathing, that you are breathing involuntary constantly, it's rhythmic in nature, and it is not under your it's not under your control. Okay, it's not uh, under your willpower. Yes, so it is unconsciously happening. You don't sit and count that you have to breathe now, or you have to inhale, you have to inhale and exhale. That doesn't happen. It happens naturally, automatically, and there is a rhythm. You take in air, give out carbon dioxide, take in oxygen, give out carbon dioxide. So this happens rhythmically. So you have respiratory muscles also, okay, which can be controlled voluntary also. So normal breathing is involuntary act, but when you are doing some sort of exercise or conscious breathing, some sort of yoga, so you consciously involve certain respiratory muscles. You consciously breathe, inhale and exhale, wherein this activity can also be controlled so to some extent voluntarily. It can be controlled. Okay, so let's begin. Which are the regions of the brain which control this breathing activity? So, majorly you have the medullary region, the pons, and the medulla region. That is the cerebellum region, which is there after the it's a part of the hindbrain. So those regions are involved in regulation of the breathing. Okay. So as you can see over here, three major centers known as respiratory rhythm center, pneumotaxic center, and the chemosensitive area. These three regions together will control your breathing process. Okay, let's identify where are they. As you can see, pneumotaxic center is here in the stem of the medulla oblongata. Okay, this is your medulla oblongata. Over here is the pneumotaxic area. Here is the inspiratory area and the expiratory area. You can see the dotted lines. Okay, we are talking about this area, which is the stem of the brain. This stem leads to the spinal cord. Okay, this is the pons, this is the midbrain. So this is basically the hindbrain that we are talking about. Okay, so here are the regions. This here, somewhere here is the medullary region. Pons varoli is over here. Okay, so let's begin with the first, that is the rhythm center. Okay, so respiratory rhythm center, as you can identify over here, in the diagram over here. Okay, medullary rhythm center. So here, the the inhalation, control inhalation and exhalation will be brought about by this area of the brain. So here you have group of neurons. Okay, you have a group of neurons which are present in the medullary region, in this region, okay, which will comprise a respiratory area which will control your breathing. Okay, we all are aware what are neurons. They are the they are part of, they are the structural function unit of the brain, which carry electrical impulses to and fro, that is from the brain to the target organ, or from the target organ to the brain, and vice versa. Okay, so impulses travel from the cranial nerves and the spinal nerves. So the nerves that originate from the skull, that is the cranium, and the spinal cord, they will carry the message, you can say, or the electrical impulse, and they will give to this, the signal will be sent to this respiratory rhythm center, causing it, causing your body to inhale or exhale. So depending upon what is the need, when, what needs to happen, when inspiration needs to happen or expiration needs to happen, so that will be controlled over here. Okay, so this is the one region which controls your breathing. Another region is the pneumotaxic center. As you can see in the picture over here, the pneumotaxic center is here. Okay, somewhere over here. Yes. So this pneumotaxic center is controlling, helping in the regulation of the breathing. It is present in the pons region, somewhere over here. Okay, in the pons varoli region of the brain. It helps the rhythmic center to carry out inhalation and exhalation. So again, neural signal from this center can reduce the duration of inspiration and thereby alter respiratory rate. So simply taking in of air, giving out of air is controlled by the rhythm center over here. Okay, how much of inspiration and expiration needs to happen? What is the respiratory rate of that particular individual? That is controlled. Basically, help is given to the rhythmic center by this region, the pneumotaxic center region, which will determine the duration of the expiration. This pneumotaxic center will help the rhythmic center in determining whether the inspiration needs to happen more amount of inhalation has to happen. So that will be determined by the pneumotaxic center. This will alter the respiratory rate depending upon the need of the individual. So this is brought about by the pneumotaxic center of the medulla oblongata, which is near the pons region. Okay. And finally, the chemosensitive area. Basically, chemosensitive area will have neurons which will be sensitive to the changes in the partial pressure of the gases. Okay, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen. So these neurons are very sensitive to the blood partial pressure carbon dioxide gas. So the amount of partial pressure of the carbon dioxide which is present in the blood, that will be sensed by the neuron of this chemosensitive area. Okay, and as you can see, the chemosensitive area is basically the nerves which are uh, connected to the respiratory system and the brain. So, if there is a rise in the partial pressure of the carbon dioxide, this will increase the production of carbonic acid and thereby lowering the pH. This we have understood in the previous topic also. If carbon dioxide increases, carbonic acid also increases, and this will lower the pH. This is sensed by the neuron uh, of the brain. Okay, so this stimulates the chemosensitive neurons, special neurons which are dedicated for this function only in the aortic and the carotid body. So you can see the carotid bodies over here and the aorta over here. Okay, so the carotid bodies and the aorta, they will sense this aortic bodies and the carotid bodies. This is the common artery. Okay, the red ones are the artery, the yellow one are the carotid bodies. So they will sense whether the blood is high in carbon dioxide or whether it is low in carbon dioxide. So if it is high in carbon dioxide, they get the signal. So what will they do? They will send this signal, they will send this impulse to the respiratory control center. Yes, they will send it to the respiratory control center to increase the rate of breathing. Okay, they will send it to the respiratory control center we just discussed, the center over here. So the pneumotaxic center and the rhythmic center now together will increase the rate of breathing because carbon dioxide level is more. So you need to increase the inhalation process to lower the carbon dioxide partial pressure in the blood. Okay, so even the CSF which is there in the brain. Okay, you are aware of CSF. I will just introduce, I will just mention about the CSF. We will be discussing the CSF in detail in the next chapter when we will do control and coordination. Basically, it's a fluid which is present in the brain. It protects the brain. It is acting as a shock absorber for the brain. Okay, it provides nourishment. It has nutrients which is required for the brain to function. So it provides nutrients to the brain. So this is known as cerebrospinal fluid. So even the cerebrospinal fluid is sensitive, okay, to the changes in the pH of the blood. So this will also help in somewhat, signaling to the brain that whether the blood is having more carbon dioxide or less carbon dioxide. So that will also be helpful, an additional helpful factor which will help in signaling the chemosensitive neuron, and this will in turn help in signaling to the respiratory system. Okay, so this CSF is present in the brain. So the capillary blood which is there, okay, beyond the choroid plexus of the brain. So there, the level of carbon dioxide can be sensitized, can be checked, kept in check by this CSF. So then, accordingly, the CSF can also help in signaling to the chemosensitive neurons. Okay, so just a brief summary. So when there is too much of uh, you know carbon dioxide in the blood, what will happen? Signal will be sent to the brain. Okay, concentration of carbon dioxide, when it is too high, the pH drops. Signal will be sent to the brain, the medullary region where all the pneumotactic and the rhythmic center is there. This will trigger the neurons, which will trigger the lungs to do the inhalation. So inhalation is stimulating. As a result, what happens? You start breathing more. So breathing rate increases. What will be the result of this? The outcome is that automatically when you breathe more oxygen you are taking in, so the carbon dioxide concentration now drops. So now normal concentration of carbon dioxide in the blood. Now when it is too low, when the carbon dioxide concentration is very low and the blood pH is very high, again the same signal. So for high also the signal will be sensed, and for low carbon dioxide also it will be sent. So in the medullary region, neurons will trigger the inhalation, are inhibited. So it will now tell the lungs to breathe slowly. Too much of oxygen is there, very less carbon dioxide is there, so the breathing can be slowed down. So for that also signal is sent to the lungs. Then carbon dioxide concentration will eventually increase. So there should be a balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide, and this balance is brought about by the rhythmic center, the pneumotaxic center, and the sensitive area. Together they will work and bring about these changes in the respiratory breathing, in the regulation of the respiration. Okay, make a note of all this. If you have any difficulty, and you can ask me. Okay, in the next video, we will be talking about the respiratory disorders like bronchial asthma, pneumonia, emphysema, occupational lung disease, and many more. These are some of the important ones we will be going through in detail. So take care. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.